This woman wants to see you urgently. She took your picture to a seer, and what she discovered about you left her in shock. Archangel Michael says, in the stillness of recent days, a secret act was carried out involving your name, your image, and your very destiny. A woman, someone who has watched you with hidden motives, took your picture and carried it to a place that should never have been opened. She thought no one would ever know. She believed her steps were hidden in the shadows, cloaked behind curiosity and concealed by secrecy. But the truth has a way of leaking through the cracks, and now even the heavens are speaking of what was done in that moment when she dared to carry your likeness to a seer. The revelation that came forth from that encounter did not bring her the satisfaction she thought she would gain. Instead, it left her shaken, trembling with a mix of fear and disbelief, because what she expected to find about you was not what was revealed. She discovered that your path is marked with a seal that no darkness can tamper with, and that realization frightened her. But this is not merely about her fear, it is about the urgency of the message now flowing toward you. There is something unfolding around you that requires your awareness, because her actions have already triggered a ripple that will reach you in the days ahead. And if you do not stand alert, what was meant for harm could attempt to coil itself around your life like a silent trap. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 1947. Her hands shook when she left that place, for the seer spoke words that struck her spirit like thunder. They were not words she expected, not words she could control, but words that pointed directly toward the light you carry within. She realized in that instant that what is in you cannot be manipulated, for it is far greater than what she planned to touch. Archangel Michael says, this woman cannot ignore what she learned, and though she has tried to bury it, the memory of it will not leave her. Every time she closes her eyes, the words echo back at her, reminding her that she interfered with something sacred. And now, her attempts to draw near you are not out of love or friendship, but out of the restless need to manage what she cannot control. She will come again, seeking to stand before you, her face carrying one story but her mind holding another. Her urgency is not random, it is directly tied to the revelation that was spoken to her when she dared to place your image into the hands of another. But what she does not know is that you already stand under divine watch, and no plan against you can ever take root fully. And yet, you must not treat this lightly, because her actions stirred forces that would not have touched your life if not for her interference. By carrying your picture there, she invited an energy of confrontation that will now try to manifest in ways meant to slow your journey. This is why heaven has come forward now, to alert you before the shadows attempt to move again. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 3075. There is a whisper surrounding you, as though voices beyond the natural realm are speaking of your destiny with great intensity. The seer, upon receiving your image, could not deny what was seen, the radiance of your future, the shield of divine fire, and the calling that stretches far beyond this moment in time. This frightened not only the woman who came to inquire but also the one who gazed upon the picture with spiritual eyes. You see, they expected to find vulnerability, weakness, or an opening they could use. But instead, they were confronted with an undeniable reality: your destiny is sealed, your path is watched, and your name carries weight in places unseen. That revelation was like a blade cutting through their intentions, leaving them startled and uncertain of what step to take next. The woman who carried your picture has been restless since then, pacing in her own thoughts, unable to find peace. She wanted answers that would help her stand above you, but instead, she was told something she did not want to hear, that no matter what she tries, she cannot alter the hand of destiny upon your life. And so, she sits torn between running from what she has learned and acting out of desperation to twist it. But understand this: Her desperation may lead her to try again, and this time, she will not come cloaked in secrecy but in urgency. She will reach out, pretend to act from care, and yet deep within her spirit, she is carrying the shock of what she heard that day. And heaven wants you to recognize this before you are drawn into her urgency without discernment. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 62:13. The paths of the unseen are moving swiftly now, and your life is standing at the center of a greater revelation. The seer who held your picture has not forgotten the vision, for it burned into their mind like fire upon parchment, impossible to erase. They saw doors that only you can walk through, doors guarded with light that no other can steal. This is why the woman who carried your image was warned that if she attempted to interfere again, her own path would face consequences she cannot handle. The words that were spoken over your picture unsettled her because they did not describe an ordinary destiny but one that carries impact beyond what she imagined. And it is this realization that has now driven her back toward you, searching for a way to confront what she cannot undo. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens are closer to you now than ever before, drawing your attention toward the signs that have been rising around you." There are moments recently where you have felt watched, not by one person, but by the unseen weight of many eyes. That sensation was not your imagination, it was the residue of her actions, the ripple of what she stirred when she sought to unveil what was hidden. But do not allow fear to grip you, for you are not standing in this alone. Even as the message reaches you now, the light of protection is being reinforced, ensuring that no shadow will find a foothold against your life. What was revealed in that hidden place has already spoken the truth. You are chosen, shielded, and destined to walk forward untouched by the schemes of those who oppose you. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 44:20. The urgency you feel in your spirit right now is not random, it is the echo of what heaven already sees. You have been marked by this situation, not because you did anything wrong, but because someone thought they could handle your destiny as though it were a game. And now, the revelation of truth has made its way back to you so that you can stand prepared. The woman has not spoken openly of what she discovered, but her silence is heavy with the weight of what she knows. She cannot shake the image of your picture being held up in that moment when the seer gazed into it and spoke words she never expected. The fear of what she heard is clinging to her even now, and that is why she is searching for a way to release the burden onto you. She may appear calm, but within her, there is a storm of conflict. Every day since that encounter, she has been unsettled, struggling to process the fact that your life carries a power she underestimated. She has realized that her intentions were too small to contain the magnitude of what heaven has placed over you. And so, she is being pulled back toward you, her urgency fueled not by love or truth but by the fear of what she learned in the secret. She believes she must do something to regain her ground, but heaven has already spoken. Your destiny is secured beyond her interference. This is why you must be alert, for her approach will not be ordinary, but filled with hidden weight. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 5092. There are forces tied to her actions that now seek to hover near you, hoping to catch a glimpse of where they might enter. They circle silently, waiting for your attention to drop, but their power is weak in comparison to the light that surrounds you. You are not defenseless, for even now, divine protection is being reinforced on every side. The seer who looked at your image saw not only your present but glimpses of what lies ahead. They saw a future lined with breakthroughs that no human hand could ever block, a series of steps already ordained to lift you higher. This vision is what made the woman tremble, because she realized she could never match what was destined to rise in your life. And yet, her heart wrestles with pride, unable to admit that she was wrong to meddle. So she paces, restless, searching for a way to approach you as though she has something urgent to reveal. But beneath her urgency lies the shadow of envy, fear, and disbelief at the divine seal she encountered through your picture. Archangel Michael says, her path is trembling, for heaven has already marked her act as interference against the sacred. And though she thought no one would know, the revelation was carried into the higher places where nothing is hidden. That is why this message reaches you now, for it is not her story that matters most, it is your safety, your awareness, and your protection. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 2846. The urgency around her has already drawn attention in the unseen realms, and she cannot control the consequences of her choices. Her restless steps will attempt to pull you into conversations, meetings, or encounters that appear normal but are coated with hidden tension. She wants to test whether what she learned is truly unshakable or if she still has room to disrupt it. But you must stand firm, because her testing cannot alter what was already sealed. The moment your picture was lifted in that place, the truth was spoken aloud, the truth of your light, your destiny, and your guarded path. That truth is not a fragile thread but a fortress, strong and untouchable, no matter how she tries to push against it. Her shock was not simply from the revelation, it was from the authority behind it. She realized she had meddled with something beyond her understanding, and the fear that entered her heart was not easily removed. That fear now drives her actions, making her urgency dangerous if you are unaware. This is why heaven whispers to you in advance, so that you are not caught off guard by her sudden movements. She may speak words of urgency, but they are driven by her inner chaos, not by truth. And you must know the difference before you give her access to what she seeks. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 7301. There is a stirring of light around you now, a fresh wave of protection responding to the ripple she created. Where she thought to uncover weakness, only strength was revealed, and that strength continues to expand even as you hear these words. You are not stepping into this unguarded, your name is already shielded. The seer, though silent, has not forgotten the fire they saw in your path. Their mind returns to it often, wondering how such brilliance could rest on one life with such intensity. This memory lingers in their thoughts, and it is one of the reasons the woman is even more restless, for she knows others saw what she hoped would remain hidden. And though she wanted clarity for herself, what she found only deepened her unease. The vision of your destiny was too powerful for her to deny, and it shattered the illusion that she could somehow gain control over it. Now, her desperation grows, because she cannot undo the moment she carried your picture into that place. Archangel Michael says, do not mistake her urgency for friendship, nor her words for genuine care. What drives her now is fear, pride, and the restless attempt to grasp something that slipped beyond her reach. And so, heaven alerts you, so that you may stand aware and unshaken, no matter how she comes near. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 8564. The shadows around her heart have only deepened since that encounter, for she cannot escape the words that were spoken over your picture. They follow her like a ringing bell, loud enough to disturb her rest but clear enough to remind her of what she dared to touch. And each day that passes, she grows more desperate to confront you, hoping to ease the weight she carries. But do not be deceived by her urgency, for it is not born out of care for you. It is born out of fear of what she saw and the unease of not knowing what comes next. She is less concerned about your well-being and more concerned about how your destiny, left untouched, may surpass what she imagined. You must understand, this is not simply a personal matter, it is spiritual. When she placed your picture in the hands of the seer, she opened a door that gave heaven permission to reveal what had been long sealed. And now, her actions have stirred both light and resistance in the unseen, causing the urgency you feel pressing in around you. The message is clear: you are not to be shaken, for her fear cannot alter the reality of your protection. What she discovered in that moment was not weakness but strength, and that strength has already been amplified because of her attempt. And though she may try to approach you again, her words will not hold power over you unless you allow them to. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 9182. Even now, there are whispers in the unseen, voices that recall the light surrounding your path. The seer's reaction that day was not casual, it was intense, filled with awe at the brilliance they witnessed. And that brilliance has left a mark not only on them but on the woman who carried your image. She thought she would find tools to use against you, but instead, she found confirmation that you are unshakable. This truth is what disturbs her more than anything else, because it revealed that her plans are powerless in the face of destiny. She knows now that she cannot bend your path to her will, and that knowledge has unsettled her spirit. Her fear is not just about you, it is about the consequences she now senses looming over her. She feels the eyes of heaven upon her, and though she cannot speak it aloud, she knows she is under watch. That is why she moves with urgency, trying to undo what cannot be undone. Archangel Michael says, "The alarm bells of heaven have already sounded, and this message is your confirmation. You are being lifted above the schemes, positioned in strength while her own actions collapse around her. And though her urgency may feel intense, you must see it for what it truly is, a reaction to her own fear of what she cannot control." Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 4621. She has already begun to prepare her words, crafting how she will come to you, hoping to mask her fear with a story. But the truth behind her eyes will betray her, for she cannot hide what is haunting her mind. Each time she looks at you, she will be reminded of what was revealed that day. The weight of this revelation is not just for her, it is for you, so you may recognize the significance of your life. Heaven has spoken over your destiny in places even your enemies tried to invade, and still, the verdict is clear: you are chosen and secured. This reality cannot be shifted, not by her actions, not by anyone's interference. And though her urgency may make her seem powerful, the truth is she is already weakened by what she discovered. Her shock is her downfall, for it prevents her from moving with clarity. And in her desperation, she will only reveal more of her intentions when she comes near you. So let this message anchor you with strength. Her urgency does not control your life, her fear does not determine your future, and her actions cannot overshadow the divine seal upon you. What she discovered in secret is what heaven now declares openly: you are untouchable in your destiny. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 7750. The ripple of her act continues to echo, but with each echo, the light around you grows stronger. What she thought would weaken you has only reinforced your shield. The moment your picture was lifted, heaven responded by covering you even more tightly in protection. The seer, though they may never speak of it again, carries the memory of what they saw as a testimony of your strength. And the woman who brought your picture cannot escape that memory, no matter how much she tries. It is branded into her spirit, reminding her that she interfered with something far beyond her understanding. Her urgency now is like the ticking of a clock, pushing her closer toward a confrontation with you. She feels she cannot carry the burden alone, and so she will seek to place some of it upon you, hoping you will engage without recognizing the truth. But heaven has already stepped in to ensure you are not caught unaware. Archangel Michael says, this message is your armor, so that when her urgency reaches you, you will not be swayed. Instead, you will stand in clarity, knowing that the truth is on your side and her actions have already been exposed. The time she thought she had to manipulate is slipping away, for her own fear is overtaking her. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 3824. Her footsteps may appear ordinary when she comes near, but the energy around her will carry the weight of what she knows. She will look at you differently, her eyes carrying both fear and envy, for she cannot forget the truth that was spoken. And though her words may be soft, her spirit is unsettled, betraying what lies beneath. Do not allow her urgency to pull you into confusion, because she is not coming from a place of peace. She is coming from the pressure of what she discovered, the unbearable truth that you are far beyond her reach. Her intent may disguise itself as concern, but behind it is the restless need to shift what she cannot touch. The heavens have already measured her actions, and the verdict has been sealed. Her attempt to uncover your life through hidden means has only revealed her own weakness. And now, every step she takes is watched, every word she speaks weighed, for her interference is no longer hidden. What you must know now is this: your picture, once carried in secrecy, has become a weapon turned back against her. The revelation she thought to use against you has only strengthened you, and the fear that grips her is the result of her own choices. She has no ground to stand on, for the truth has already spoken. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 6408. The seer's eyes widened that day for a reason. They saw a covering that could not be pierced. They saw a light around you so strong that even their sight could not look past it. And in that moment, the woman who delivered your picture realized she was facing something far greater than she had expected. Her heart raced as the words fell from the seer's mouth, words that confirmed your destiny was sealed by hands not of this world. She left trembling, for she could not reconcile what she hoped to find with what was actually revealed. The weight of that moment still clings to her even now, shaping every move she makes. You may feel her presence drawing near, as though she is circling you, waiting for the right moment to step forward. She is restless, her spirit unsettled, for she cannot find peace until she attempts to face you. But even when she does, she will not have the power to change what was revealed. Archangel Michael says, you are surrounded by layers of protection that no interference can strip away. What was seen over your life was not a fragile image but a fortress built on unshakable foundations. And no matter how urgent she becomes, her urgency cannot bend the will of destiny. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 5217. She has begun to speak in whispers to others, careful not to expose what truly happened, but her voice trembles with the weight of fear. She cannot explain why her rest is broken, why her mind returns to your picture over and over again. And though she hides it well, the truth gnaws at her in silence. The urgency she carries is a mask for her guilt, for she knows she stepped into something forbidden. She thought she would gain knowledge that would elevate her, but instead, she stumbled into revelation that crushed her pride. And now, she feels exposed, even if no one else knows the details. She will attempt to approach you under the pretense of warning or care, but it is not your safety she seeks to protect. It is her own spirit she is trying to soothe, hoping that by confronting you, she will lessen the weight she carries. But her urgency is not for you, it is for herself. So remain unmoved when her words reach you. Her urgency is the echo of her own failure, and her actions cannot undo the strength that surrounds you. You are not the one at risk, she is the one unraveling. Type Amen to get divine blessing 8720. The ripple of her act has stretched farther than she imagined, stirring waves in both the natural and the unseen. Her restlessness is evidence of the collision between her desire and heaven's decree. And while she trembles in uncertainty, your shield grows stronger with every passing moment. The seer's silence is heavy, for what they witnessed was too great to speak casually. They saw glimpses of your path, and even their spirit was shaken by the brilliance of it. That vision confirmed that nothing and no one can strip away what has been said over your life. The woman, however, cannot release herself from the consequences. Her hands may be empty now, but her heart is full of fear, for she knows she meddled with something untouchable. This fear has taken root, and it is this very fear that drives her urgency toward you. Archangel Michael says, you must recognize that her urgency is not aligned with truth. It is born from her desperation, her envy, and her fear of what she cannot control. And the moment you understand this, her words will lose their power. Type Amen to get divine blessing 2365. She is already preparing to step closer, as though the urgency within her has reached a breaking point. The pressure of what she heard when she carried your picture has grown too heavy, and she cannot contain it much longer. And though she may hide her intentions behind a veil of concern, her spirit trembles with fear. Her urgency will not wait for the perfect moment, it will push her into your path sooner than you expect. You will feel the weight of her presence before you hear her words, for she carries the residue of what she encountered. Her steps are restless, her eyes unsettled, and her urgency will demand your attention. But you must not be moved by the appearance of her concern. You must see deeper, understanding that her urgency is not for you but for herself. She seeks to quiet the storm within her by placing the burden at your feet. This is why heaven has gone before you with this message, to prepare your spirit and sharpen your awareness. For what is coming near you is not random, it is a direct response to what was revealed in that hidden place. And the shield of light that surrounds you is already stronger than the words she will bring. Type Amen to get divine blessing 9114. She has already rehearsed what she will say, practicing lines in her mind as though that will make the weight easier to bear. But even the words she forms cannot erase the fear in her heart. She knows she crossed a boundary, and now she is desperate to undo what cannot be undone. The seer's voice still echoes in her memory, speaking words that confirmed your life is not ordinary. They spoke of protection, of calling, of a destiny that could not be touched by human interference. And though she did not want to believe it, she saw it with her own eyes and felt it in her spirit. She left trembling that day, clutching her own hands as though to stop them from shaking. She did not expect to be confronted with such undeniable truth. And now, she is restless because the truth refuses to let her go. Her urgency to meet you is the echo of that confrontation. She believes that if she can speak to you, she might release some of the pressure she carries. But heaven says, her urgency is not for your good, it is the mark of her failure. Type Amen to get divine blessing 6428. The unseen world is shifting even now, reinforcing your path with strength. For every attempt to uncover weakness in you, light has risen like a wall of fire. And the very act of lifting your picture has only invited greater protection over your life. The woman who carried your image has underestimated what she touched. She thought it was just a photograph, just a likeness, but in reality, she placed a piece of your essence into the hands of one who sees beyond. And that essence revealed the fullness of your shield. This is why she cannot rest, for she knows she has seen something she should not have seen. Her urgency is her punishment, for it will not release her until she faces you again. And even then, she will find no peace, for your destiny cannot be touched. Archangel Michael says, what was spoken that day was not only for her, it was for you. It was heaven's way of confirming that your path is protected, that your name carries weight, and that your destiny is beyond manipulation. And now, you are receiving the message so you may walk boldly without fear. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 5289. Her urgency will grow heavier in the days ahead, pressing her to act in ways that may surprise you.